Yeah, you know, it's tricks in this world. People just want to get ahead and make money, and they take advantage of people.
Yeah, it's really sad.
But I want to talk about this business, Tiger Belly.
Mm-hmm.
This business is growing slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly.
It's a good word. Yeah.
I mean, put out some work into it, and there's some payoff a little bit, and but it's still difficult for me to even talk to people about it. Really.
What do you
What do you mean?
Well, if I like the other day, I was in a room in the main. I was in the green room backstage at the main room, and I saw Joe Rogan and Bill Burr were back there. And you say hi, but in my head, still, especially with those two, there's a thing in my head. It's like I don't belong here. You know, it's in my head. It has nothing to do with reality. It's just a little tape recorder that I press play when I'm around certain people, and you just go, they see through you. They know that you're not legitimate, you know. But then you like, hey, hi, you know, you hug them, whatever, and they're happy to see you and whatnot. But I can't get myself to go, come do my podcast.
Because you're just never going to be that type of person who asks.
Yeah.
Ever, ever, ever. You're just not that type. We've asked you, like you've had people in front of you say, hey, Bobby, let me do your podcast. And you said, okay. And then I remind you, hey, sweetie, text so-and-so who wanted to do our podcast. No, I can't ask. They asked you first, and you can't even ask them back.
Yeah, because there's an expiration date on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you don't do it, okay, so if they do it in 1 week, like you're talking about Stephen Yoon.
Yeah, Stephen Yoon.
Just fucking say it then, lady.
He said, I'd be happy to do your podcast. And you were like, cool. And then you just never hit him up again to ask.
Because it's expiration date, and also I don't ever want to seem like I'm needy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I need you to do it, please. The only reason why Jordan worked was because he had texted me the night before, right? And he was like, he alluded to the fact that maybe he would want to do our podcast. So it was like a window that was completely open to me.
But here's what...
And also, I'm also very close to him. Well, we were, you know, so I know him.
But you
But
have
like
to
with
think...
Stephen Yoon, is like I've you know, he knows my brother and David and stuff, but I whenever I see him, it's very pleasant. I really like the kid. He's a talented kid, and he's nice. It's just that I just don't know him the way I know certain people. That's all.
Yeah, but it's you also... You have to also think of it as we don't need anyone in this podcast ever. We do just fine, you know, just the four of us. But so you have to think about it that we don't need these big people. We want to have them because he is Korean. He is relevant. He is going to have the types of conversations that we like to talk about in the podcast about being a minority and stuff like that and being in the industry. Those things are things we'd like to talk about.
I understand that, and I'm gonna make you a promise, guys.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that maybe if things go well, that this pilot that I did gets picked up. Okay, I do. I'm only mentioning it is because at that point I would feel like I have more power to do it.
So
to call Eric Stone Street and go, hey, can you do it? You know.
Can I also ask you a question?
I feel like I'm
that?
not. I feel like I need to get invited into the club.
I don't think you'll ever feel ready for that.
No.
You're very you know, how do you say it? Like I think even if you were at the very top of the game, you're always going to feel that little voice. You hear that little voice in your head that tells you you're not in the club. You're just that person.
No. Stop. I've been to the club.
And then you got kicked out the club?
Yeah, I got kicked out of the club.
What club?
That's what I'm saying. Listen to me. There is a feeling and being a part of a club that you just I know that will ever feel like I'm a part of the club. I just want to get the invite. Okay?
Oh, I see.
So once I get the invite into the club, I'll stick my toe in and go, hey, I'm back in. Right? Just to let people know that, hey,
I got access
after a decade of not being in the club, I got myself back in the club.
Yeah.
Right? And then I will leave.
They're like, where did Bobby go?
I go, I'm out of the club now. Because the show got canceled.
Yeah.
Right? But what I'm saying is that there is a feeling, and I understand, like when I see someone like Ron Funches, right?
He's really funny.
He's very funny, and I love him, nicest guy in the world, right? But you could tell in his eyes, right, that he's a part of the club right now. And I look at him. I don't say it out loud, but I give him a wink.
Like you're in the club.
No, I'm not in the club. But I go.
But he's in the club.
I know.
Letting him know. Yeah.
I know where you're going. You're going right now into the club, huh? The clubhouse.
And then he tells his friends, Bobby keeps winking at me
Yeah,
every time I
it's
see
weird,
him. I
right,
think he
right.
wants to date me.
And what it is that they're just things that you get, right? Like, I'll give you an example. When I got this pilot, I went to my trailer, and I just had boxes of gifts.
Like what?
From my agents.
Ah.
Right? They give you a scooter or whatever it might be. I've gotten scooters before. I have.
Shout out to Razor.
Right, I've literally gotten a scooter before.
I don't know if scooters come in this.
No, they give you a card where you can go to this.
Oh,
you have a number on it,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And you can go, this is my code, and then they deliver it or whatever, right? I just don't want to ride a scooter because I'll die. It's a death machine, you know?
You're a careerist then. You're one of those people who your self-value hinges on the work that you're currently getting.
No.
That's why Macaulay Culkin left the business.
Because he was born into the club.
Oh.
Yeah,
right?
but
here, baby, you're not getting what I'm saying. Okay? All I am saying is that it's like I just want to go in one more time, right? And look at people and go, hi, remember me? I was once here, and I came back, and now I'm leaving. But just let them be aware that, you know, I might be back again.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
As being a really avid ex-club goer,
Yeah.
the people that get in are the people who don't show that they want to get in. They don't show a neediness. There's always the girls who are wearing super like tight stuff, and the dudes who are wearing they extra shine their shoes with the button ups, and those are the people that you don't want in the club. The ones who get in the club.
In that scenario, you know what I am? I have no skirt on. I have just my pussy hanging out.
You're that desperate to get in the club.
It's like I'm on my back in line with my fucking
labia's
lips
open.
My lips open, right? And
Yeah.
go, anyone, doesn't matter, stick your feet in. I don't care.
Stick your feet in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always the people who look like they don't need to be in the club who get into the club.
But here's a secret. Here's a secret for you. People believe, I think, that I'm not desperate, even though I am. So I've been able to hide it.
But sometimes I see you, like when you see,
Go ahead. Say it out loud.
like when you talk to Joe or Bill Burr, like there's an extra, like your voice becomes higher, and you're gonna,
You turn into George. You turn into George Kimmel.
Hi guys, and I'll nudge him, and I'll be like, don't be needy.
Yeah, go. What's up?
You okay, Bobby?
Don't talk about the UFC with him.
Yeah.
Just be cool, bro.
Yeah.